it's very problematic, and that's not the public perception. But glass is a difficult, I mean, it's great when you do recycle it, but public perception is I'm recycling, you're not. They're busting it up and putting it in the landfill.
That
You know.
never decomposes.
But then, and then
They're 100,000
aluminum,
years
he
from
says aluminum goes 6 weeks. If you throw an aluminum can in your recycle bin, in 6 weeks it's on the shelf.
Yep.
But aluminum, even if you recycle aluminum, is very intensive energy-wise. I mean, it's much better than doing it from scratch. But really, to reuse, don't buy this stuff, bottom line.
Well, let's come up with a couple of tips, and don't make it only recycle. Reuse is another thing.
Right.
You know the guy that writes the article for the press, the gardening guy?
Oh, Roger Marshall.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe you can do composting.
I want to get him to write something about put something in his article about composting and relate it to recycling.
And one of my ideas was, I thought, if you don't feel like you want to do a compost pile yourself, maybe ask around your neighbors, maybe you could do a community composting. I know that's, to me, it's intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have to deal with it on myself. If I've got to turn it and stuff like that. Could I have a neighbor, I would do it with her.
Yeah.
I knew that.
Sure.
I have a bin, and I fixed it so that it's out behind my garage, and I can walk out of my house and kind of go under the hangover a little bit, so I can go even in the snow, because it doesn't get up there.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a little white bucket about this big with a lid on it that I keep under my sink, and I put the scraps, all my scraps, and my
I keep
coffee
it right on the
grounds.
kitchen counter.
Right.
It's an enamel bucket that I found. It's supposed to be an ice bucket. It's got a plastic removable inside piece, and I just
That's wonderful.
bring it right. But I have to say that I have one of those plastic compost bins. I do not like it. It works much better outside in an open pile.
Yeah.
I had to rig that thing so the animals wouldn't tip it over and get into it. They would kept digging under it, whereas they were not touching my outside pile that's out in the back. They don't.
I built a chicken wire bin with slats in the front that you can make it go higher and higher.
Yep.
And the skunks and the things get inside until I put a cover on top, and then they can't get at it. They can sniff it and look at it, but they can't get in.
What, did you bury the wire down into the ground?
No, I actually elevated it. I built a little box on legs.
Oh.
So the composted material
Stays-
is at the bottom.
Yeah, the air gets in
And
there,
then
and I
that's
turn it
pretty
once in a while.
good.
And I use it in the garden a lot. It's
Yeah.
good stuff.
I'm not a fan of that, the plastic. It has the slide bottoms where if
Yeah,
it works the way, it's hard to turn.
Well, I'm gonna get, what's his name, Marshall?
Roger
Roger
Marshall.
Marshall. I'm gonna call him and see if he'll
Yeah.
give us a suggestion on compost, because that's,
They did a
kitchen
really
waste
nice
is heavy.
presentation at the library. Is that where you got your bin?
No.
They did a really nice presentation at the library one night. They had people come from URI
Yeah.
and whatnot, did a nice presentation, and then they gave these bins out. 25, and they're good sized bins, they gave them for free. 25 of them were available. You signed up for the lecture, you got one of those bins.
I would find very well nothing. I have a quite a good sized vegetable garden, and I have a pretty high fence, and this is the first year the deer have not,
Over the fence.
actually gone over the fence.
You know what Steve told me last week was one of his friends uses just pieces of fishing line, and it will keep them out. You don't have to put the high fence. That's what he said. I haven't tried it yet.
I mean, I have tried everything, and right now I got the deer going. They don't come back, but it's the young rabbits.
They're eating things?
They're clearing, I have lettuce, they clear it, as soon as it grows, they clear it down again. They don't like
Like
tomatoes.
squirrels, like everything.
They don't like tomatoes. Well, anyway,
But
composting is a good idea.
I have one out with that too, and I do it.
I go up to the transfer station and load a little bucket full of the compost up there, bring a little net, a little sifter, and that's good compost that they have up there. They turn it over regularly, and after it's about a year or so. Well, anyway,
Okay.
let's do that.
The next meeting, we said
July 14th, it's on Wednesday. And they're gonna figure out a way to get an agenda to us. The agenda should be next week, is we're gonna have further discussions on pay as you throw. We're going to, Bruce is going to get the answers to, what question, we gave him a couple of questions to answer. We're going to review the tips that you guys develop. And that's all I can.
We'll ask for a sign update,
Oh, sign, yes.
signage update,
Oh, signage, that's right, that's what Bruce is going to do. And that's what the agenda will
and
be.
maybe a scrap metal update. And he said he should halfway through the month get new numbers for the fiscal
Updated
year.
figures.
Updated yearly figures, yeah. Which I just,
Well, it's kind of disappointing that it's still only 24%.
I don't believe it's that. I'd like to see updated figures.
Give us the numbers.
You think it's more, Lisa? You think it's more?
I do. I mean, I see people.
Barrels out everywhere.
I see two trash bags. I mean, I put out one trash bag and leave out two bins that weigh twice what my trash bag is like. And I'm not unusual. I see maybe two bins and 4 barrels a lot. I see a lot of recycling going on.
Yeah, you do.
I can't believe it's 24%. But I was under the impression that Forte was going to count. But oh, he did say count.
The
At first he said it
the
was.
recycle does, the trash
The
does
the
not.
recycle is
That
is
will
up.
make
That has to
really
have
big
increased, but I'll
difference.
tell you, we were up there for a function at the pavilion, there, everything ran into the trash.
Everything, yeah.
That's unfortunate, there are
It's like
bins
at
up
the
there.
school, there's a couple of bins, but not always there. And so when there's a baseball game, those trash bins are filled with plastic bottles and glass bottles.
That little beach on Seaside Drive, Pleasant Beach, whatever they call it.
Had to be.
Yeah, they have a recycle thing there.
But the litter cord takes care of that. I've seen them pick up trash there.
And that
And
must
he
be
just said
counted
litter
or not,
cord.
it's not
Didn't
counted,
he
he
just say
said,
litter cords?
yeah, he did,
No.
said it wasn't counted.
Well, I don't know what that would be.
Should I arrange a tour of Central Landfill?
I would love to see
Yeah,
that.
I would like,
How
I'd
many-
be interested in
What's
that.
everybody's schedule?
It would have to be nights or weekends for me, sorry.
Are they open on weekends? I could find out.
I know they-
Everything
I know
I've
they
asked them
do.
to do, they're more than happy to do it, no matter what.
They have tours up there all the time, I'm guessing on Saturdays, because isn't that when they have the e-waste up there? They always have people
Good.
collecting
I
on
will
Saturdays?
take that as an
They do.
assignment to find out, give us a schedule, we'd like a tour of the place.
Okay.
What's their, you know how they were talking about needing that optical
Yeah.
sorter, like what is their projection for increasing that? I mean,
They
that-
told my kids at the school,
Mhm.
that they did the school, that it would be within a year.
Within a year.
But they told us it was gonna be 2 to 3
It
years,
was
maybe.
$250,000 and they
Yeah.
had to build a building or an extension in the building.
I mean, that limits recycling enormously, I mean, all these
But you know, the
containers that.
recycling, what they could get from recycling a year and a half ago was so low after the recession, like now it's bouncing back. So maybe it altered their projections a little bit as far as, revenue, I don't know.
Good.
Okay.
Motion to adjourn, second.
Yes.
Camera's still going. We're leaving.
All right.
Maybe we should shut the camera off. I don't know if I know how to do that.
secret meeting
I wouldn't do that.
I better not touch it.
I don't see recycle bin in this office.
Yeah, it's off.